Hi, everyone. Welcome to Be Like Christ for our 5 minute Bible study series. And if I cannot get through this chapter in 5 minutes, then I am a sad, sad Bible teacher. And the reason is because there are only 2 verses in this chapter. So I am determined. I think that I can succeed. Psalm 117 is right after Psalm 116. And if you didn't get the Psalm 116 PDF, you should go on our website and get that and also download Psalm 117. Very short outline, but I do think my outline is actually technically more words than the text of the chapter, which seems a little suspect, but you can be the judge of that. Psalm 117, let's first, of course, talk about the things on our first page, the author. We do not know the author of Psalm 117. This chapter is very short, but there actually is a reference in the New Testament to Psalm 117, and that is in Romans chapter 15, verse 11. Thinking about the themes of this chapter, it's a little somewhat hard to get a theme out of just 2 verses, but God is worthy of worship and should be worshiped by all nations. That's the one theme for today. We do not have any words that I think need to be defined today, so let's go over to page number 2. All right, so our title for our outline is Let All the Nations Praise the Lord, and this encompasses the entire chapter. The 2 verses of Psalm 117 are a short expression of worship, and they're an encouragement for other people to worship as well. The psalmist praised the Lord, and he told all the nations, all the foreign nations, to do the same, to follow his example. It wasn't just Israel that was supposed to be worshiping, it was everybody. God was, God of all the earth. Now, why worship? Maybe the foreigners would say, well, why should I worship your God over our idols or something like that? And there's 2 reasons that are given here in the psalm. First one is because of God's love and how great it is. And the second one, because God's faithfulness endures forever. That's what we talked about in Psalm 116. The writer talks about how all other men abandoned him, but God, his love, his care was still faithful and he could still depend on it. So that's all we've got for Psalm 117. Let's go down to our understanding the Bible section. This is an application. It's kind of just a series of facts, probably not the most important um, bottom section that we've had on our outline of all time. Probably don't need to know these details to go to heaven, but they're kind of interesting. So let's talk about some interesting Bible facts. Psalm 117 is indeed the shortest chapter in the entire Bible, which is interesting because Psalm 119, which I will be doing in 5 minutes, is the longest chapter in the entire Bible. John 11:35 is the shortest verse in the Bible. Do you know off the top of your head what is in John 11:35? It's just 2 words. This chapter has 2 verses. John 11:35 just has 2 words, and that's the whole verse. I will, if anyone knows it, do not cheat and look it up. Go leave it in the comments if you know. The longest verse in the Bible, and I think this technically depends on like if you're looking at the English or the Hebrew language, the word count varies a little bit, but the longest, at least in the English, I believe, is Esther chapter 8, verse 9. It has 80 words. The shortest book of the Bible is 3rd John, based on the word count from the original language, the Greek. And then the longest book in the Bible is Jeremiah, based on the word count in Hebrew, the Hebrew language. So there you have it. Now you have all the key information that you need to know about shortest and longest chapters and verses and everything else. So yeah, if you know John 11:35, leave it in the comments. It won't take you long to type it out or to memorize it. And Lord willing, I'll be back with you tomorrow to talk about Psalm 118.